Imagine a theme park so ambitious that it was meant to rival Disneyland itself, only to be abandoned before a single child could truly experience its magic. In the 1990s, as China's economy began expanding rapidly and cities transformed almost overnight, developers dreamed of building something extraordinary just outside Beijing, a massive amusement park called Wonderland. It was supposed to become the largest theme park in all of Asia, a symbol of modern ambition, entertainment, and a new future for China. Instead, it became one of the most haunting abandoned construction sites in the world. Located in Chenzhuang Village, around 20 miles from central Beijing, Wonderland was envisioned as a fantasy destination inspired by European castles and fairy tales. The centerpiece of the park was designed to be a giant medieval-style castle surrounded by shopping areas, entertainment zones, hotels, and attractions that would draw millions of visitors from across China and beyond. At the time, the project represented something much larger than amusement rides. China was entering a new era. Economic reforms had opened the country to rapid development, and enormous construction projects were appearing everywhere. Skyscrapers rose from empty land. Entire districts transformed within years. Developers believed Wonderland would become a symbol of this new modern China, a place where imagination, business, and tourism would come together. Construction officially began in 1998. Early promotional images showed grand castles, artificial lakes, and futuristic attractions. Investors imagined families walking through colorful streets, while children explored a magical world unlike anything China had seen before. But behind the scenes, serious problems were already emerging. The biggest issue involved land disputes with local farmers living near the construction site. Many residents claimed compensation agreements were unclear or unfair. Negotiations became increasingly difficult, delaying progress on the project. At the same time, financial issues began affecting the developers. Building a massive theme park required enormous investment, and costs quickly spiraled beyond expectations. As delays increased, confidence in the project weakened. Then, everything stopped. By the early 2000s, construction on Wonderland had been abandoned almost entirely. What remained was surreal. Half-finished castle towers stood in empty fields. Concrete walls rose toward the sky with no roofs or windows. Giant structures designed to bring joy instead became silent skeletons of a dream that never happened. For years, the abandoned park remained untouched. Nature slowly began reclaiming the land. Grass grew through cracked pavement. Fog rolled through unfinished hallways. Rain stained the gray concrete walls. The once ambitious fantasy castle became darker and more unsettling with each passing year. Photographers and urban explorers soon discovered the location. Images of the abandoned Wonderland spread across the internet during the 2000s, capturing global attention. Many people compared it to a post-apocalyptic movie set. Others described it as a ghost Disneyland. For audiences in the United States, the site became fascinating because it represented a rare kind of modern ruin. Most abandoned historical places are ancient castles, forgotten villages, or old battlefields, but Wonderland was different. It was supposed to represent the future, and yet it failed before the future ever arrived. This contrast gave the site a strangely emotional atmosphere. Standing inside the unfinished castle, visitors reportedly described feelings of silence and emptiness unlike ordinary abandoned buildings. The structures were massive but lifeless. Staircases led nowhere. Empty windows overlooked fields instead of crowds. It was a place built for imagination, but frozen before it could create memories. As the years passed, myths and rumors began surrounding the abandoned park. Some locals claimed the land itself was cursed. Others believed the failed project symbolized greed and overambition. Paranormal stories also emerged online, with visitors reporting strange noises echoing through empty corridors at night. Most of these stories were likely exaggerations, fueled by the eerie appearance of the unfinished structures, but the atmosphere of Wonderland made such legends easy to believe, especially at dusk. As fog settled over the empty castle and wind moved through unfinished hallways, the site less like an amusement park and more like the remains of a civilization that had disappeared. Yet despite its haunting reputation, Wonderland also revealed something important about modern history. It showed how quickly dreams can collapse. During the late 20th century, many countries experienced rapid economic growth and enormous optimism about the future. Mega projects promised luxury, entertainment, and endless expansion, but projects like Wonderland demonstrated that ambition alone is not enough. Behind every giant construction project are real challenges: money, politics, communities, and human decisions. And when those systems fail, even the grandest visions can become ruins. Eventually, much of the Wonderland site was demolished to make room for other developments. Today, only photographs and scattered memories remain of what was once intended to become Asia's greatest theme park. But the legend survives online. Videos, documentaries, and abandoned place explorers continue sharing the story with new audiences, fascinated by lost futures and forgotten dreams. For viewers in the United States and around the world, Wonderland represents more than just an abandoned theme park. It represents the fragile nature of ambition itself, because sometimes the most haunting places are not ancient ruins from centuries ago. Sometimes they are the futures people once believed were guaranteed. And standing before the empty castle of Wonderland, surrounded by silence instead of laughter, one unsettling thought becomes impossible to ignore. What happens when humanity builds a dream too big to finish?